Hi there, Gemini, and welcome back to Star-Lord Tarot. This is your tarot forecast for the week of June the 20th through to the 26th. Happy birthday to any of you late Geminis celebrating birthday this week. I already shuffled the cards, laid them all out. Let's see what's going on for Gemini. First up, we have the Page of Swords in the upright, followed then by Major Arcana Temperance. Next we have the Six of Wands in the upright. Next we have the Five of Wands in the upright. And lastly we have the Two of Wands, Holy Wands, in the upright position. Your overall energy, Gemini, is the Page of Swords in the upright position. Okay, first of all, it is a court card, could be representing a person. If it's representing a person, this is air energy, Gemini, like yourself, or that of Libra or Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Now, the Page of Swords in the upright position can point to many different things this week, because it is your own energy. This could be you spreading some news this week, or gossip. The Page of Swords is known as someone who does, spread a fair amount of gossip. The thing with the Page of Swords, if this is somebody you're dealing with, Gemini, external to you, make sure you get backup information, because the Page of Swords doesn't always have the full story, only half of the story sometimes. Sometimes the Page of Swords can indicate a little bit of stalker energy, someone sort of looking on and spying on your social media, that kind of thing. It can make sense, I suppose, if you have applied for something, because sometimes the Page of Swords can just simply represent someone doing a background check or something like that. So if that fits to your story, that's probably what it is. But if this is someone, especially someone new coming on the scene this week, and you're basing everything that you have on this person's information, you will need to get more follow-up information, because the Page of Swords is sort of like an immature communicator, someone who doesn't either know all the facts or the full story, or someone who's even just bluffing. So just be careful with that. I always equate the Page of Swords with the little gossip at the water cooler who's just sort of telling tales out of school sort of thing. And did you hear, the company is planning on doing this, doing that. You need to get more information. That's all there is to it, if this is an energy that's around you this week. Moving on. At the beginning of the week, we have Sagittarius energy here, Temperance in the upright position. This is a card that represents, it's a good healing energy. It's really good in terms of mixing and blending and having everything just sort of fall into place. Good news for those of you who are just starting a job this week. Perhaps you're mixing and blending very well with the other people you're working with. For others of you, especially if you're physically making something this week, it could be, especially, I call it my baker's card, it could be that all the ingredients are just fitting. Those of you who are put in charge of perhaps doing a social event or even something for work where they ask you to, put on a presentation or what have you, looks like that goes very well for you at the beginning of the week. Moving on, we have the beautiful Six of Wands in the upright position. This is a card that represents a victory, a nice victory. For some of you, perhaps you've put together a presentation for work, or whatever it is you're doing, even if you're working for yourself and you're working with other people. There could be now kudos to you, people applauding what you're doing. This is the prodigal son returns, and everybody's paying a lot of attention to them. It could be that some of you are taking a trip home, and perhaps this is the sort of big parade of people who are happy to see you and welcoming you back. This is just, a victory of some sort. And the beginning of the week looks solid, looks good for you, Gemini. Moving on towards the weekend, we have the Five of Wands here in the upright position. Well, this could be a lot of either stiff competition, which would make sense if the type of work that you do, or even your spare time, perhaps you're involved in, engaging in some type of competition, would make sense. Could be that there's a lot of competition going on, or maybe some of you are entering a competition and there's a lot of push and shove, and here we go. Others of you, this can represent a lot of drama all of a sudden entering the scene. It could be because the week starts so well and Gemini's getting all of this attention and kudos, and perhaps there could be jealousy around in the background, and perhaps people are starting up some, he said, she said kind of drama nonsense and trying to, bring the vibration down. But for others of you, this is just, if this is what's going on, I always say resist, don't engage, not really worth it, the Five of Wands upright. But if this is a competition, then like I said, I guess it makes sense. Now, the last card you have is the Two of Wands in the upright position. Well, this is about, 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, trying to, make sense out of the future and trying to decide what to do next. This is, where do I go next? This is, what's my next step? And in the Two of Wands here, if you notice, the individual is holding on to the globe. It could be contemplating a move. It comes to at the end of the week. Could be contemplating travel, or it could be contemplating a move, perhaps a move across the ocean. It could be a move across town. It could be any type of move, but this is sort of 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future. Can't really figure out which way to go, but is more inclined to go forward, because that's what's sort of in this person's scope right now. So it could be that you're planning on moving forward after, this big victory at the beginning of the week. It's time to move forward, and you have your sights set on something completely different, it looks like. So interesting week. Please do leave a comment in the comment section below if this resonated for you, and do tell us how so. But that's what I have for you, Gemini. I really hope the reading helped you. If it did, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you again next week. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye for now.